either go like this or like this. Okay? A plumb line is what a plumber will use to make a straight line so that they can make sure that something's even when they're constructing something. So they have a long piece of string that's covered with chalk, and they put it at the bottom. They might hold it down with their foot and hold it up here, and they pluck it, and it makes a mark against the wall that's completely straight. So we're going to have our own personal plumb line that pulls us into the erect position. I am in RonArden's voice class. Don't mess with me. Okay? Nice and tall. You have amazing posture tonight. Very, very good. You've learned a lot. Yeah, this is really, really good. Yeah, okay? Good. So that's posture. What's next? Sirens. So, can anybody tell me, you haven't done a lot of this because we had just private lessons. But let me tell you, men, I referenced our lessons a lot to the class. I did.
They mentioned that.
Yeah, because we learned so much together about what's really hard and what the learning process is, you know, to make changes. How's it going at work, by the way?
It's okay.
Uh-huh. So has that woman that you replaced, is she gone now?
She's gone.
She's gone. So you are the woman. Right?
She got for 3 months.
Oh, my word. Okay, since when we saw each other last. Yeah, okay, good. What about, what's her name? She came for a private lesson. Sean, no.
Shaw?
Yoga teacher?
Huh?
Yoga?
She hasn't been in class. No, not the yoga person. She only wanted to do private lessons.
Oh. Really? I don't know.
No.
Jessie?
No.
No.
Can't remember. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully she knew about this class. But she's embarrassed to come to class. So.
Really?
Which is okay. It's all right. But in class you learn so much. Okay. So the siren does what? Does anybody remember what the siren teaches us? Or why it's good?
Teach us about our voice range.
Yes, about the voice range. Perfect. A+. This is one of my prize pupils. Okay? You're all my prize pupils. Okay, so it teaches about the range. And it does something else for us. Does anybody remember? And it's okay if you don't.
To warm up.
Remember that we don't use the warm-up words because it's not changing the temperature.
Oh.
I know what you mean by warm-up, so think of a different phrase.
Practice.
No, not practice.
Get ready.
Huh?
Get ready.
Get ready or calibrate the sound. I'm loving this word for this class. It's to get the sound focused and placed where it needs to be placed. So if I go like this, is that a good sound?
No.
No one's going to hear that. But if I go, ah, that's well calibrated, right? So the siren takes me from, from my low to my high and calibrates my vibrations. Okay? Now, the one thing that you may be seated for one moment. So one of the things that we didn't talk about with vocal production was the blank palate. The blank palate. What is in the word? What's for the blank?
Hard.
Hard. What?
Hard.
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 Hard? What's a hard?
Hard.
What's he missing?
Hard.
R.
Hard.
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 Where is the R made? Back and down with the tongue, right? Hard.
Hard.
Much better. Okay, the hard palate. All right? Where is it? Everybody put your thumb on your hard palate. Thumb. That's not true. Welcome to Rod's class where you can feel stupid. Right here. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's very hard. It is hard, right? It's what your upper teeth are attached to, and it is the apex of your sound. Ah, is that ah? That's very breathy and in the back of my throat, right? So ah is on my hard palate. Ah. Ah. Very good. Okay. So when you want to yell at your children, you don't go, "Get up here right now," right? You go, "Get up here right now," and naturally, because you unconsciously are able to do it, your sound goes right to your hard palate. because that's where your shout, that's where your scream is made, right? And
Just through the air, through the hard palate?
I'm sorry?
Do you just move the air to the hard palate?
Well, the sound is, that's a very good question. Madeline? No.
No,
Joanne. I was close.
So close.
Joanne, very, very good statement. That your sound is always on the air, right? Always. Remember how I talked about the medicine ball from gym class that bounces really easy? How from here to here, you need to think of having that big medicine ball, and your sound is bouncing on that ball. It's filled with air. It's buoyant with air. But what really is happening is that the sound that's born on the air is hitting the hard palate. Oh! Oh! When the doctor puts that stupid piece of cardboard on your throat and says, say, ah, yeah, isn't that horrible? Did any of you have gag reflex? I always used to have gag reflex. Did you, Richard? Yeah, I hate that. I wanted to like grab him by the leg and tell him to leave me alone. Anyway, so, but you go, ah.
Ah.
Very good. Richard, up higher.
Ah.
Higher.
Ah.
There you go. Remember how we talked about your voice has got to be higher to be in its right spot. We talked about vocal range, and Richard's voice needs to be higher. Okay, so so the siren should be on the hard palate the whole time. Listen to me. I can actually feel the pressure of my sound on the roof of my mouth in the nicest way. It's not a pinching pressure. It's not a painful pressure. But it's like if somebody was pressed against you on the subway or the airplane, really close and tight, in a non-painful way, but just really there. Like they say, put your hand there, when you get your blood taken, and the nurse says, put your fingers there and press hard. That kind of pressure. So a good pressure. You feel it on your hard palate when you do the siren. Any questions about that before we do them? All right? Now, we have a little bit different sirens for men, because men are never going to go, oh, to their soprano voice, but ladies are going to go possibly from their chest voice to their head voice. Remember how we talked about that? There's your chest voice, your Mariah Carey sound, and then there's your Julie Andrews sound, or Julia Child. How many of you saw the movie Julia? Julie, Julia. You didn't see it? Oh, people. Really? The story about Julia Child, the very famous cook that was on TV? Do you know that story? Do you know about her?
No.
Oh my goodness, it's a great movie. So she was this iconic American woman who wrote a book called The Art of French Cooking. And she went to France with her husband. They didn't have any children. And she was the reason why they invented the roving camera on TV. Because she wouldn't stand still. They had her in a kitchen, and she was the first woman to ever have her own show. This was back in like the 50s, like when I was a kid. And they said, Miss Child, you have to stand still. And she said, I don't stand still in the kitchen. I have to move around. And so they invented, they got some guy on some kind of a dolly, and they invented the roving camera. That's how it happened. Because she would not stand still. But anyway, she had the most beautiful sound of her voice, and I call it the Julia. Did you see Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire? Have you ever seen that movie with Robin Williams? Where he plays a woman, maid, to get his children back from his wife with Sally Field? Okay, these are two voices that I mimic a lot because they're very soprano sounding. Every woman has both a chest voice, this voice here, ha, 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 and this voice way up here, okay? So ladies, we're going to do both of those voices. Yeah, hoo, hoo, hoo. If you can do that, Richard, that's awesome sauce. Yeah.
Oh, high five. High
Oh,
five.
very good. A plus. A plus.
A plus plus.
Every man who is speaking or singing should have a good, that's called a falsetto. It means the false voice. It's the way you sang when you were a boy. The Vienna Boys Choir, they all sing, oh, Ave Maria. They they sing, that's called a false voice. When they go through puberty, they lose that voice for a while. They get their man voice. Eventually, as an adult male, every male singer should have a good falsetto, because that's the freest sound you can make. Yeah. Where is that sound, by the way? Let's talk about where that sound is. Ooh, where is that sound? Oh, where in my head? Very good, Richard. You're firing at all cylinders. I'm so proud of you.
Is the same, Richard?
Where is that sound in your head? Where?
Back.
Woo! Back here? Woo! Michelle,
Your hat.
facial mask. Woo! Right up here. Yeah, so let's all go. Woo! Oh, very good. Okay. Now, why in God's name would we need to talk about that to learn how to be better speakers? Because you want to be in charge of your vocal placement and know how the sound is made and be able to access that sound. If I say to you, when you get up here, I say, you know, you could use a little more head voice in your sound. You go, oh, okay, I know what that is. You might not be able to do it right now, but you would know what it is. Okay, chest voice down here, right? So everyone's going to go, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, feel that? Okay, so let's stand up. Put your pens and pencils down. So, you guys are great. Okay, so we're going to do some sirens. We're going to do 5 of them.
Should we move our hat or no? Like
Should we what? Should we hold our hats? You don't have a hat on. She says, I know. I say you're crazy. She says,
Should we move our hat when we do siren?
should we move our hat?
No, move our hat.
Should we?
Should we move our hat?
Hand.
That's
Our what?
Should we move our head?
Our what?
Should we move our head?
Our head. Oh,
Head.
she put a D on there. You're not giving me a D.
Oh,
So
I
it sounds
did.
like ha. Have I moved our hat? Aren't you glad you came? This is so much more fun than just me and you alone. No, we had a lot of fun there too. Yeah. So, Min's favorite response is, "This is so hard."
It is.
It is.
Saying hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, but it will be worth it, because you would not believe the change in this class from the first class to the 4th class. It was remarkable. Okay, should we move our head?
Should we move our head?
I need the D's, Michelle.
Head.
I need all of the D's. Say the whole sentence.
Should we move our
Should.
head? Should we move our head?
Yes, you should not move your head. One of the things that we started to talk about at the end of the last class was all the consonants. All the consonants, especially the hard ones. That when you get up to give a Toastmaster speech, if you don't, people will not understand you from far away. And that you can actually project your voice farther by not even raising the volume, but just giving all the D's, B's, T's, K's, right? You can make your voice project more. Okay?
What about the N's and M's?
N's and M's are not hard consonants.
So we can kind of.
You don't let them go, but they're not hard. Like duh and tuh and kuh.
Those are more important.
Those are hard. They're not more important, but they are the hard ones. If you leave them out, you risk people not being able to understand what you say. And so I thought she said hat, because I didn't hear a D. So she said,
Should we?
ah.
Should we?
Yeah.
Should we move our head?
See the difference? And it took her time, which we also established in class, that time is everything. And that you don't need to speak so fast. Good. You should not. And what about the formation of our mouth on the sirens? Anybody? Oh, turn around. Show everybody. Yeah. Why? Anybody know? Anybody remember?
More air.
Nope. Doesn't make more air. What planet are you on?